Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression? Why, familiar with, I won't use the full expression, but Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of Meghan. Yeah, I'm not a fan, and I wasn't right from the beginning. I think poor Harry is being led around by his nose. Okay, you think it's going to end? I do. I've been a very good predictor, as you know. I predicted almost everything. It'll end, and it'll end bad. And I wonder if Harry's going to go back on his hands and knees and say, please. You know, I think Harry has been led down a path. If you were the Queen, is it at the stage now, would you remove their royal title? I would. The only thing I disagree with the Queen on, probably one of the only things ever, is that I think she should have said, if that's your choice, fine, but you no longer have titles. You no long, and frankly, don't come around. He has been so disrespectful to the country, and I think he's an embarrassment. Donald Trump delivered his most brutal take on Meghan Markle, making headlines everywhere. He's not holding back regarding Prince Harry and Meghan. His latest comments are shocking. The feud between Trump and the Sussexes just got even more intense, and wait until you hear what he said this time. Could Prince Harry's time in the US be in danger? Trump's warning about his visa status might change everything. And if that's not enough, you won't believe what he revealed about his private conversation with the Queen. Don't go anywhere because things are about to get even more intense. Hey, quick favor before we continue, if you're enjoying this political content, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Most of you watch without subscribing, and it's completely free, but it helps us out a ton. Have you done it yet? Really appreciate the support. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the US election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. What did get your reaction to that? I'm not a fan of hers, and, I would say this, and she's probably has heard that, but, I wish a lot of luck to Harry, cause he's going to need it. Trump's tensions with the Sussexes grew stronger as time passed, with his comments becoming even more pointed. Even after leaving the White House, he continued taking shots at them, especially Prince Harry. In a 2021 interview with Nigel Farage, Trump didn't hold back, claiming that Harry had been used horribly. He argued that Harry's marriage to Meghan had severely damaged his relationship with his family, especially with the Queen, whom Trump implied had been hurt by Harry's actions. Trump went on to suggest that the prince, once known for his independent spirit, had been so changed by Meghan that he was now nearly unrecognizable. According to Trump, the whole situation had spiraled into a mess, with Harry being manipulated into turning against his family in a way that left him almost unrecognizable. Trump's take painted Harry as a puppet in Meghan's hands, losing his individuality and distancing himself from the family that had once been so important to him. This narrative added fuel to the already intense public feud between Trump and the Sussexes. Yes, of course, Trump is divisive. Think about just female voters alone, right? I mean, I think it was in 2012, the Republican Party lost the female vote by 12 points. That's a huge number. And with, as misogynistic as Trump is and so vocal about it, that's a huge chunk of it. You're not just voting for a woman if it's Hillary just because she's a woman, but certainly because Trump has made it easy to see that you don't really want that kind of world. Then in 2022, during a conversation with Piers Morgan, Trump's remarks grew even more blunt and scathing. He didn't hold back, openly stating, "Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen," a remark that left no room for interpretation. Trump went on to predict that Meghan would eventually leave Harry for someone else, casting doubt on the longevity of their marriage. He implied that Meghan was the dominant force in the relationship, controlling every aspect of Harry's life. According to Trump, Harry had completely lost his independence and was no longer thinking for himself. He was merely following Meghan's lead regardless of the Trump's comments suggested that Meghan had an underlying agenda all along, with Harry as little more than a pawn in her game. He hinted that once Meghan had achieved all she wanted from the marriage, she would move on to someone else, leaving Harry behind. The remarks painted a picture of a deeply one-sided relationship where Harry seemed to be losing his sense of self. But Trump wasn't done yet. His words continued to shock, fueling an already intense feud between him and the Sussexes. Donald Trump, of course, elected president again in the USA, probably not top of his agenda right now. But do you think that this could mean something for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? I mean, will it implicate them in whether they stay in America? Here's a real problem, yes, because suddenly America's become a much more hostile environment for Harry and Meghan now. Meghan is on record, she's criticized, she said very unpleasant things about Donald Trump before she married Prince Harry. And there have been several statements from Mr. Trump and from members of his family that they are not big fans of Harry and Meghan either. So there's lots of questions, and I think it's a worrying time for Harry and Meghan. Charlotte, do you think he'll be keeping his head down a little bit as a result of the election? He'll be definitely keeping his head down and burying it in the sand and possibly even running away to Portugal, where he's got a new house, as you revealed. Because I just think that house in Portugal is going to come in very handy in the coming months. Trump also bragged about his meeting with the Queen in 2019, recalling how their conversation lasted over an hour, far exceeding the scheduled 20 minutes. He made it a point to highlight that the Queen let it be known that she genuinely enjoyed his company, as if to emphasize the special rapport they shared. According to Trump, the connection between him and the Queen was strong, and he claimed that she was not at all pleased with how Harry and Meghan handled their personal and public matters. Throughout his interviews, Trump repeatedly suggested that the Queen had confided in him about the ongoing Sussex drama, although he never presented any concrete evidence to support these claims. His words painted a picture of an intimate, exclusive conversation that, according to Trump, gave him inside knowledge of the royal family's frustrations with the couple. This only fueled the tension between him and the Sussexes, with Trump implying that his relationship with the Queen was not just friendly but one that allowed him access to the most private royal sentiments. However, without verifying these claims, many remained skeptical of Trump's version of events. Harry is whipped. Do you know the expression? I'm not a fan of Meghan. Yeah, I'm not a fan, and I wasn't right from the beginning. I've been a very good predictor, as you know, and I think he's an embarrassment. By 2023, Trump was still seizing every opportunity to bring up Prince Harry and weigh in on the ongoing royal drama. During another interview with Nigel Farage, Trump shared his thoughts on Harry being invited to King Charles's coronation, expressing his surprise that Harry received an invitation given the harsh criticisms he had directed at the royal family in the past. Trump didn't hold back, making it clear that he wasn't at all impressed with Harry's memoir Spare, which he described as horrible. According to Trump, the book was filled with damaging, unnecessary details that cast the royal family in an unfavorable light. He argued that such revelations were uncalled for and profoundly disrespectful. Trump went a step further by accusing Meghan Markle of being very disrespectful to the Queen, criticizing her for openly discussing royal matters in a way that, according to Trump, was inappropriate and harmful to the family's image. He implied that Meghan should never have been given a platform to air these grievances publicly. This interview was just another chapter in the ongoing feud between Trump and the Sussexes, with the former president continuing to express strong disapproval of their actions and decisions, further deepening the tension between the two sides. And staying with President Trump, the commander-in-chief is being urged to release Prince Harry's immigration files. The British royal's immigration status was an issue during the president's recent campaign, and he promised to take action against Prince Harry for failing to disclose his past drug use on the visa application. Now, applications for visas or green cards require candidates to honestly disclose their history of drug use, and a failure can lead to strict action, including even expulsion. Now, as President Trump begins delivering on his promises of firing DEI hires and rounding up illegal migrants, is Prince Harry's deportation next on his list? Next Report has more. However, what really captured attention recently was Trump's bold warning regarding Prince Harry's visa situation. In Spare, Harry openly admitted to past drug use, a detail that could potentially make him ineligible for a U.S. visa. Trump, never one to shy away from controversy, pointed out that if Harry wasn't truthful in his visa application about his past, he wouldn't receive any special treatment. The former president made it clear that he wasn't above enforcing the rules, suggesting that if it were proven Harry had been dishonest or violated any immigration laws, he could face serious consequences, including being forced out of the country. This statement quickly grabbed headlines as it not only raised questions about Harry's legal standing in the US but also sparked further speculation about the future of the Duke's residency. With another presidential election looming, Trump's comments could turn into a significant issue for Harry. If Trump were to win, the situation could become even more complicated for the Sussexes, especially if tensions continue to rise. The ongoing battle between Trump and the Sussexes might be far from over, and this new twist could only make the conflict more intense as both sides brace for whatever comes next. I'm not a fan of hers, and I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, 'cause he's going to need it. Even after leaving office, Trump didn't stop taking shots at Harry and Meghan. In 2021, he sat down with Nigel Farage and didn't hold back. He claimed that Harry had been used horribly and that his marriage had completely damaged his relationship with his family. He also said it was painful to watch how much it had hurt the Queen. According to Trump, Harry had changed so much that he was barely recognizable from the man he used to be. Then in 2022, during an interview with Piers Morgan, Trump doubled down. He bluntly said that Harry is whipped like no person I think I've ever seen, and even suggested that Meghan would leave him when she found someone else she liked more. That was a harsh statement, but Trump wasn't done. He also bragged about his meeting with the Queen in 2019, saying it was only supposed to last 20 minutes, but she enjoyed his company so much that they talked for over an hour. According to him, the Queen had made it clear that she liked him, and he liked her. I think she's very disrespectful to the royal family, but maybe most importantly to the Queen. And I just, from day one, I never got it. I never got it. I see her, I listen to her, she's trying to do things that I think are inappropriate, very inappropriate. But I think Harry's been used, and been used terribly. It's ruined his relationship with his family completely, and it's really, I think it hurts the Queen. By 2023, Trump was still talking about the Sussexes in yet another interview with Nigel Farage. He gave his opinion on Harry being invited to King Charles's coronation. Trump said he was surprised that Harry got an invite considering everything he had said about the royal family. He also took aim at Harry's book Spare, calling it horrible. In Trump's view, the book was full of disrespectful comments that should have never been made public. But he didn't stop there. He claimed that Meghan had been very disrespectful to the Queen, which in his eyes made her completely unworthy of any royal recognition. Trump has made it clear over the years that he has no love for Meghan and Harry, and his remarks suggest that he believes they have seriously damaged the royal family's reputation. I tell you, BL, who does say a bit ever listen to the former President Donald Trump? He has said that he was asked whether he'd do a debate with Meghan Markle, and here's his response: "You want to set it up? Let's set it up. I'd love to debate her. I would love it. I didn't like the way she dealt with the Queen. I became very friendly with the Queen. She was an incredible woman. At 95, she was so sharp. She was 100%. When you watch Biden, you say this is a different planet. I just wanted to show that because I think it's funny. Yeah, be good. I quite liked it." He actually said, "I wanted to debate her because I didn't like how she treated the Queen because the disrespect and that, I like." Yeah. Well, it could be a way for her to, maybe revive a flatlining career, and maybe get Spotify on board again. Say you get a podcast. I'd listen to that podcast. I'd listen to it. That would be fun. Donald Trump's ongoing feud with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle continues to stir up headlines. His bold and brutal remarks, particularly regarding Harry's visa status and his take on the Sussexes' relationship, show no signs of slowing down. Whether it's his surprising conversation with the Queen or his blunt predictions about their future, Trump isn't backing down from his harsh stance. As the tension builds, it's clear this saga is far from over. Stay tuned because we'll be watching how it all unfolds. What do you think of Donald Trump's harsh comments about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry? Do you agree with his take on their situation, or do you think he's being too harsh?